Welcome back, everybody. You are watching the Now Morning Show right here on CTT, and we're having fun in the studio already. DJ Brandon is turning up the vibes and really making it the carnival atmosphere in here. I'm just hearing that song in the background there. That is zest. Anyway, speaking about zest, we are going to speak about Vincy Mas 2020 because later on in the year, many different countries have their installments of carnival as well. And coming up this June 26th to July 7th, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines are celebrating their carnival experience. And with me this morning to chat about that is members of the Carnival Development Corporation. I have Ricardo Adams on my right and Eswith Roberts on my left. All right, and we're going to speak about that. So, Vincy Mas, what's the big thing about Vincy Mas? What's the biggest thing about Vincy Mas you want to share with us this morning?
Right now, I think Vincy Mas is about the music right now. We have people like Problem Child, who you guys may know, and we're here to support him next week.
Definitely.
For sure. We have Hans, who is also in the semi-finals, Hans John. There's a gentleman you might know by the name of Skinny Fabulous.
You might.
You might have heard of Fimba, who did Mind Your Funky Business.
Right.
So Vincy Mas, the music out of Vincy Mas has been really catapulting us to different
That's right,
level.
and the quality of the music as well.
Yes.
And they are huge contenders even in Trinidad and Tobago Carnival.
Correct. And not only the singers, but you also have writers like James E.P., who's been doing a lot of work with artists down here. So that is the music part of it, and then there's the energy. We have a Soca Monarch, which we coin as a big fete with a competition happening in the background because nobody stands and looks at it. It's fetting whether the artist's on stage or not.
Really?
And the energy of Vincy Mas is what we really sell.
So who, outside of course, those from St. Vincent and Grenadines, who comes to the Vincy Mas?
Well, in terms of persons attending Vincy Mas, you have a lot of locals. We have a lot of Vincys returning from the diaspora, coming home for carnival.
Come home for the carnival.
And we also have foreigners from the Caribbean and also in the diaspora coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Excellent. So, what does your carnival lineup look like?
Well, we're fairly similar in terms of the structure to what Trinidad has. So we have our Calypso Monarch, our Dimanche Gras show. We have our Juve Morning. We have a Monday T-shirt mass, which is like advertisers coming together and you basically play mass in T-shirts.
Okay.
And then Tuesday is a separate one. That's our costume one. And that's one way you have the fantastic opportunity to look at the ultra-modern mass, which is the bikinis and feathers and whatever. But we also have the traditional mass. We're still very strong on the traditional mass. We still have a fantastic king and queen of the bands, Panorama, Steel and Glitter. We have something called sections from the bands, where you take the best section from each of the mass bands, and those enter a separate competition called sections from the bands. We have our junior shows. Our junior shows are really strong. We have a show called Evo, which is a new innovation, and it's a show that looks at the music, the evolution of Vincy music over the last 40 years.
Last 40 years.
Yes, so it caters to people who were listening to music in 1977 when we transitioned from a pre-Lenten festival over to a summer festival.
Right.
So we look at the music from then all the way up to now, the guys who are really trending across the globe now. Definitely.
And Eswith, what makes the Vincy Mas different from other carnivals around the world?
I would say two things. Ricky mentioned the music. The music is different. If you listen to the way Vincy artists write our songs, they give it a different twist. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of the artists are gravitating to the Vincy writers, because it's a different twist to the normal kind of writing. That's one. And secondly, I would say the energy at Carnival. I mean, when we look at Soca Monarch, not just Soca Monarch, the other fetes, because there are a number of private fetes during Vincy Mas. There are a number of carnival activities organized by the Carnival Development Corporation. And when persons come to these events, they hardly ever persons like sitting around and just looking. It's really a vibe.
Right.
So I think that energy is something that you really have to harness and sell to the rest of the world.
Definitely. And that's why you're here. You're here to promote your upcoming event, which promotes the Vincy Mas, and that is tonight on Aripisa Avenue. Tell us more.
No, actually tonight is Fam Jam.
Tonight is Fam Jam.
We're going to support Skinny up at Fam Jam.
At Fam Jam.
Next week, Thursday, we're going to be on the Avenue, and we're going to be showcasing not only Vincy Mas, but some of the other Vincy festivals that take place. You may have heard of like 9 Mornings, where we have a unique festival where for 9 mornings before Christmas, people would come out at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to concerts around the country and that kind of stuff. So we're going to be promoting all of that. We're going to have some of our artists there with us. So we'll be, you know, really exposing the culture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and telling you, you know, it's not only St. Vincent, it's the Grenadines.
Right.
So you can, even during Vincy Mas, you can take an excursion down to like Bequia or Mustique, or, you know, visit the other islands, go up to the volcano, go scuba diving.
Right,
you know,
right.
so you can
Because there's so
package
much
everything.
more.
There's so much more than just the Mas.
Yeah.
You know, so
Definitely.
So, and one of the things I want to add is that we be having artists there. While we should showing footage of a lot of the other festivals in St. Vincent, we'll also be having artists. Some of the names mentioned before will be there, along with some other guys like El Punk and Casper G and those guys. These are younger artists who are into the business, and they would also be there to perform live and so on and help to promote the Vincy Mas brand.
Definitely.
I want to add one more thing to what he said as well. In terms of the festival, I wanted to mention Easterval. At Easterval. Easterval is like a carnival type celebration, but it's held on the Easter weekend on one of the Grenadine islands called Union Island.
Well, you all have carnival whole year?
Yeah, pretty much. So while on Bequia, which is a Grenadine island, we also have activities going on the Easter weekend. They have regatta and a number of parties going on Bequia. On Union Island, simultaneously, another festival is taking place.
Right.
So persons from the mainland and from the Caribbean and the diaspora come to St. Vincent Easter.
There's a lot of celebration.
Choose which of those festivals they want to attend.
Definitely.
So we'll be showing footage and so on from those festivals so persons get an idea of what it's like.
But why would you promote Vincy Mas in Trinidad though?
Well, to me, well, not to me. The way we look at it is that we are, in Trinidad, when we come here, we have the opportunity to sell Vincy Mas, not just to the people in Trinidad and Tobago, but to all the visitors coming in, the entire Trinidad population, plus a lot of the media houses in Trinidad also broadcast outside. So we're able to reach a number of destinations by just promoting in Trinidad and Tobago.
Definitely. Oh, we could surely see the advantage to that. Raucus,
the interesting thing is I've actually been to St. Vincent for Carnival.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, a few years ago, like about 5 years ago, I went. I didn't stay for the actual parade and stuff, but I was there for the lead up, a couple of the fetes leading up to it. And what I did notice though is that the fetes reminded me very much of when we used to have fetes like licensing and WASA, that level of energy and vibrance that in the crowd, and people come to actually enjoy themselves. I saw Bungie and Fayan who performing in, I think it was Fire Fet. You all have a Fire Fet, right? We used to have Fire Fet, right? So Bungie and Fayan were performing in Fire Fet, and the level of response from people, it was amazing to see. So I know that St. Vincent definitely full up of vibes all the time. And what I loved though was that the artists had a particular kind of unity. Because I believe both Problem Child and Skinny Fabulous had like two of the biggest songs that year. And instead of going head to head at it, they were like joining each other on stages everywhere, promoting each other's song as well. So I would say definitely it was like a nice unity. It was a nice vibes. It was
one of the things we also have, we have rural carnivals. So like in Trinidad, on the carnival weekend, you would also have, apart from Port of Spain, you would have carnival in Tunapuna and Sando, Central, etc. In St. Vincent, what we do from the time we start in May, the rural communities start having their carnivals. So you could get a juve on 6 different weekends.
Wow.
You could get a jump up on 6 different weekends,
Sound like
etc.
heaven.
So even if you can't make it for the period June 26th to July 7th, if you come in before, you can still have a juve, a jump up, go to some shows and that kind of stuff. So from the time we launch in May, going right through, there's action every weekend.
I think we need to spend some money in St. Vincent.
There we go, take a vacation. You can take the whole show and go.
Those rural carnivals also have pageants and fetes and different type of activities apart from the juve and the jump up.
All right, well, gentlemen, I want to thank you. This sounds very exciting. I think I need to do a little more research and get myself involved in Vincy Mas. But I want to thank you both for joining us this morning. Edwin Roberts, Eswith Roberts, my apologies, and Ricardo Adams, both from the Carnival Development Corporation, promoting Vincy Mas here in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is, again, from June 26 to July 7, 2020. Look forward to that later down in the year. And come out to their event tonight, which is promoting Problem Child.
No, Fam Jam, Skinny Fabulous.
Skinny Fabulous.
And next week on the Avenue.
On the Avenue.
Thursday on the Avenue.
Thursday on the Avenue. All the artists there. And of course, come out and support as well. Because again, one Caribbean, one people. All right, we're going to take a short break and come right back. Stay with us.